Hello and welcome to this week's edition of CTN Community Update. Another step forward this week for a major apartment project planned near the North Star commuter rail station. On Tuesday night, the City Council approved the preliminary plat for the Riverdale Station Apartments. The plat creates 3 lots, one for each apartment building and one for a future commercial building. Sherman Associates is planning to construct a 180-unit building and a 71-unit building. The proposed commercial building is 3,500 square feet. The City Council also approved establishing a tax increment financing district, which will give the developer up to around $2.2 million. A second phase of the project could add senior housing at a later date. District 11 hopes parking lot changes will improve safety at a Coon Rapids elementary school. On Tuesday night, the City Council approved a plan that expands the parking lot at Adams Elementary. Currently, students are being dropped off and picked up on streets adjacent to the school. Once complete, the new parking lot will provide a designated area on school property for drop-offs and pickups to occur. The project will also provide an additional 13 parking spaces at the school. The final neighborhood meeting of the summer will take place next week. The meeting is scheduled for Tuesday, July 25th from 6:30 to 8 p.m. at Sand Creek Park, which recently reopened following a 2-year renovation project. Council members and city staff will be on hand to discuss various projects going on around Coon Rapids and answer questions from residents. There's also a police car, fire truck, and public works equipment on display. A Coon Rapids police officer is being honored for his work to keep our roads safe. Dan Freiberg was one of 43 law enforcement members honored before Tuesday night's Twins game for being a DWI All-Star. Freiberg, who's been on the force since 2012, made 76 DWI arrests last year. In all, those honored made more than 2,600 arrests in 2016. The Minnesota Department of Public Safety reports a 22% decrease in drunk driving related fatalities last year, 74 deaths versus 95 the previous year. Dozens of local kids got some important safety lessons during a 2-day camp this week at the Coon Rapids Ice Center. The Coon Rapids Police and Fire Departments once again teamed up to put on a safety camp for students entering 4th and 5th grade this fall. The kids learned everything from water, fire, and electrical safety to basic first aid and how to use 911. A graduation ceremony caps off the 2-day camp, which is in its 22nd year. The Schwann's USA Cup has called Blaine home for 33 years, with more than 20,000 teams and more than 56,000 games played over the course of the tournament's history. This year, Minnesota soccer fans have something to be even more excited about. The Minnesota United soccer team joined the Major League Soccer circuit, bringing professional soccer to a new level in Minnesota and bringing smiles to the faces of those who look up to the athletes. CTN's Jordan Rylance has more from the National Sports Center.
While there are thousands of soccer players at the Schwann's USA Cup, these kids were focused on 2.
They're famous and it's awesome to meet people like that.
Minnesota natives Ishmael Jome and Brent Kallman, 2 members of the Minnesota United soccer team, which made its debut in the majors this year.
I watch games on TV and I've gone to some.
Jome, born in Africa and raised in Brooklyn Park, now returns to the same tournament he played in as a kid.
The first USA Cup I played was when I was like 13 for NW Kickers, and it was just like an amazing feeling just seeing all the teams and like meeting people from all over the world, and now being able to play professionally here, it's just like amazing.
Soccer fans had the opportunity to meet some United players, and when Tanner Carlson met Jome, he had to let him know about his team's big win over the Kickers.
We beat the Kickers this morning, and he told us that he grew up in Minnesota and that he played for the Kickers and for MTA. And then I told him that we beat the Kickers 5-1, and he said, "Oh, come on, man."
United defender and Woodbury native Brent Kallman spends his time off the field coaching high school soccer.
That's really cool for me. Not many people get to do what they love at home, especially when it comes to professional sports, so I feel fortunate.
As thousands of soccer players dream of going pro one day, one local player wants them to know anything is possible.
Just knowing that guys like me and Brent like grew up here and we've been in the kids' shoes, so it's definitely like possible if kids have the dream of playing professionally in MLS and playing for Minnesota United. It's definitely like a attainable dream.
High fives for winning, guys. For CTN Community Update, I'm Jordan Rylance.
The tournament, which wraps up this weekend, is the second largest ever in terms of the number of teams participating. Another impressive number, the economic impact of the Schwann's USA Cup. The 9-day tournament gives a $33 million kick to the local economy. Fitting for the largest soccer tournament this side of the globe, one of the biggest soccer balls we've ever seen. Check it out, this ball commissioned and built by the Minnesota United. It's 10 feet high and features the logos of all the youth soccer clubs in the state. The purpose of the giant ball is to reinforce the connections between Minnesota's top soccer team and all the kids playing youth soccer in Minnesota. The Springbrook Nature Center will soon show off 2 improvement projects recently completed at the park. The grand opening celebration will take place on Saturday, July 29th from 1 to 4 p.m. with a ribbon cutting at 1:15. A new outdoor amphitheater with seating for 150 guests has been constructed near the Visitor Center thanks to a $250,000 donation from the Fridley Lions Club. Also, a nature-based play area has been created. A water pump serves as a central feature, creating a curving stream that leads to a sandy play area. In addition to free ice cream, there will be live music and a raptor program presented by the Wildlife Science Center. The end of July is almost here, and that means it's time for the Anoka County Fair. This year's fair runs from July 25th through the 30th. Admission covers entry into the fair as well as the grandstand events. Children 6 and under are free. In addition to midway rides, food and games, there's live entertainment, shows, and other activities. Anoka County 4-H is also planning some fun activities. And if you didn't get enough of them on the 4th of July, you can watch a fireworks display on Wednesday, July 26th. Who doesn't like fireworks? That's going to do it for our show this week. Thanks for watching. We'll see you back here again next week.